Not really sure what I expected out of this. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I don't like this franchise. I don't watch this franchise. This isn't something I watched growing up, like I'm sure a lot of other people did. And literally the only reason I watched this movie is because right now I have nothing else to review. Like, I don't have anything until probably Evil Dead Rise, and that doesn't come out till tomorrow. And that's depending on whether or not I watch it at all. I'm kind of up in the air about it, so I literally have nothing to review right now. And I saw this wasn't even an hour long, so I thought, fine, just watch it for a review, just so I get something. I definitely didn't get anything out of this experience. It's not like I haven't seen anything out of this, but my history with this franchise is seeing a few episodes in the background while my brother was watching, because he kind of had a phase where he was kind of into these. He's really not anymore. At least I don't think, but, so I've seen a few episodes of kind of different shows in the background. I saw the 1995 movie, which was terrible, and I saw the 2017 movie, which also sucked. So, obviously, I'm not a fan of this franchise. I didn't go into this expecting high art. I didn't expect to like this, and I definitely didn't. I did not like this movie at all. And it's mostly due to the fact that it's basically an extended episode of the TV series. And I don't like the TV series. I don't like this franchise. I've already made that explicitly clear. And this is just stupid. Like, I know the fans will come in, oh, it's always been stupid. Yeah, that's not an excuse. Just because the show was stupid doesn't mean this movie had to be stupid. Let's just get into it. This plot is bullshit. It makes no sense. The villain's plan is not explained very well. I think at the end of the movie they say that she's trying to create some kind of time portal, I think, to talk to her younger self or some shit. It's Rita Repulsa, might I add. Again, the only reason I know that name is because I saw the 2017 shit show. And apparently it's a robotic version of Rita, I guess. It's explained quickly in a 2-minute flashback, so whatever. But this plan, not only does it come out of nowhere, the time portal wasn't set up ahead of time, it just kind of is just dropped out of nowhere. It just comes up out of nowhere. And this didn't even really need to be part of the plot. You could have just made it where she's just trying to get revenge on them by, trying to kill them. And the plot doesn't change at all. The entire point of her trying to reach her younger self or something, I don't know what she plans to do if she does accomplish that, but that adds nothing to the story whatsoever. And the story itself, one of the Rangers is actually killed off in the first few minutes, which I honestly expected. When that happened, I assumed, like, okay, she's probably going to come back. They're probably going to bring her back at the end of the movie. But as soon as her daughter showed up, I knew what they were going to do. This movie is very predictable. Other than the time portal stuff, which the only reason I couldn't predict is because it came out of nowhere. Everything else I could predict. Like, I knew this, as soon as this kid showed up, she was going to be the next Ranger. And pretty much everything with this kid I could predict. Like, later on, Zach tells her to stay in the base, or whatever they call it, I don't know, in their headquarters. I knew immediately what was going to happen. She was going to leave, she was going to get captured, and that was going to screw up their plan. And it was going to screw up the Rangers' plan. And that's exactly what happened. And then at the end, she takes a shot protecting Billy just like her mother did, and when it vaporized her mother, like literally, it didn't just like kill her, it straight up vaporized her, like she was gone. What does it do with this? Hang on, I'm in the background messing with the green screen. What does it do with her daughter? It turns her into a Ranger. Like, I knew she was going to become the new Yellow Ranger by the end of the movie. That doesn't mean this makes any fucking sense. It's not. Again, it's just something else that's just not explained very well. This entire plot is built on... is flimsily put together. Nothing in this is coherent. And again, people are gonna come at me, the show wasn't that coherent either. That's not a good enough excuse. You telling me another part of the franchise is stupid and poorly written does not make the fact that something else in the franchise is stupid and poorly written any better. So I guess I'll get to the other aspects. The action sequences are terrible. They're your standard Power Rangers fights where they're not even close to hitting each other, and the points where they actually miss are somehow even further. Like they're like 5 total feet off. And then when they're supposed to hit each other, even though they tried to hide it with camera tricks, you can tell they're not going to hit. They are not hitting each other. The stunts are ridiculous. The stunts are ridiculous. Like nothing has any weight to it. All the wire work is incredibly like floaty and doesn't. They don't abide by the laws of physics at all. The putties look fucking stupid. I'm assuming that's what they looked like in the original show, but really, like you get this put on Netflix and you can't improve practical effects from 1993. Really? And especially since that these costumes don't even look like they belong on Netflix. I know Netflix is cheap shit, but these look like they belong on the fucking CW network. This entire movie, and hell, the franchise in general, really just screams the CW network. The low budget quality, the hokey acting, the stories that make absolutely no sense. I felt like I was watching an episode of The Flash. Honestly, I would have rather watched a episode of The Flash than this. And that's another thing. This movie's only like 55 minutes, I think. I felt like this was a 3-hour movie. This movie wasn't even an hour long. This movie moves at a snail's pace to the point where a movie that wasn't even an hour long, including credits, I felt like I was watching this thing for like 3 days. And it doesn't help that I wasn't very interested in any of these characters. Even if I did watch the show, I probably wouldn't have cared. Because I know I'm not the target audience for this, but I've seen adults that like freak out when they see stuff like this because nostalgia. That's all this is just nostalgia bait. And that doesn't work for the movie itself. It doesn't make the movie any better. It'll blind people that watched the original shows into thinking this is good, but that doesn't make this a well-made movie. This is in fact a really badly made movie. The characters aren't very interesting. I don't give a damn about any of the Rangers or Trini's kid or Alpha 9 annoyed the shit out of me. I remember Alpha 5 in the 2017 movie actually being at least somewhat tolerable. I don't remember him being overly obnoxious. I think the one in the original movie kind of annoyed the shit out of me, but I saw that years ago. Like, I think I watched that, like, in preparation for the 2017 movie. And if you don't remember, 2017 was around the time I was starting to try to plan to do this. Which is why I saw more and more movies that year, which is why I saw the Power Rangers movie in the first place. And no, of course I did. Of course I didn't watch it in the theater. I saw it on, like, cable, I saw it on cable or something back when that was still a thing. Or maybe it was streaming somewhere, I don't know, but that doesn't really matter. Alpha 9 is incredibly... his voice is grating. None of the actors in this, like I said, are any good. And again, I know that bad acting... It's kind of a joke how bad the acting is in every single version of this franchise, besides the 2017 movie, because they got actually well-established actors to play these roles. But... Again, none of these actors are particularly good. I don't really have anything against the actors themselves. At least I don't have a reason to have anything against the actors, that I know of at least. But again, just none of them are very good. They're not convincing. When they're in the suits, they still sound like they're 16, even though they're in their, like, 30s or 40s at least. They still sound like they're 17 for some reason. And one thing I will say that I do appreciate that they showed once or twice, I think they showed it twice, is that everybody makes fun of the fact that it takes forever for them to suit up. Like, at some point they could just, like, the bad guys could just shoot them while they're taking 5 minutes to suit up. It does show in real time how fast how it goes, and they suit up in just, like, a couple of seconds. It does just like that. So I do appreciate that, because I have always been like, why does it take so long for them to suit up? And even in the 2017 movie, the one time they do suit up, they're at the headquarters, and it takes them like 5 minutes to get the damn suits on. So I did appreciate that, showing that it's like, oh, it really is that fast from the outside perspective. It just takes for goddamn ever with the editing, because they think this seizure-inducing light effect looks cool, and it really doesn't. And the Megazord fight is fucking hilarious. Like, that... It's a bunch of action figures fighting each other, and the one the Rangers use is just Optimus Prime, Like, it literally is just a straight up rip on Optimus Prime. The face looks similar, the color scheme is the same, the design is the same. It's not even trying. And again, it looked like a toy commercial. It literally looked like a legitimate toy commercial. Not like saying like animated shows like, oh, it's just a big toy commercial. It literally looked like they pulled the toy commercial off the internet and threw it into the movie. It was that bad. And the defeat of Rita, I don't even remember how they actually beat her or anything, because this movie was that forgettable. I will have forgotten about this movie by tomorrow. I'll probably forget its existence, and I'm probably better off for it. I'm giving Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always an F. I don't care how many Power Rangers fans cry and whine about it. This was fucking atrocious. So thank you all so much for watching, and God, I hope some good stuff comes out soon. So I'll see you all then. Bye.